Question 7, part A. Solve these equations. So these are two equations here, one-step equations because I've just got to move one thing, and they are worth 1 mark each. So the rules of equations, first thing, we need to get the letter on its own. So this here will say x equals something, and then we'll know what x is. To be able to do that, I've got to shift some things to the other side. And when I change side, I need to remember to change sign. So for example, if something is times on this side, I move it to the other side of the equal sign, it becomes a divide. Opposite side, opposite sign. If something was a divide on this side, and I moved it to the other side of the equal sign, it will become a times. If it was an add over here, other side of the equal sign, it would become a take away. If it was a take away over here, when I shifted it to the other side, it would be a plus. So to get this x on its own, that 7 is in my way. So I need to move that 7 to the other side. So what's the 7 doing to the x? Well, there's no sign there. They're right next to each other, they're touching. So that means they're multiplying. So this is saying times by 7 over here. So when I take it to the other side, it's going to turn into a divide by 7. So we want the x on its own, so we write the x there. When we're doing equations, we need to keep our equal sign in a nice straight line. So 56 was already there. Don't be rude and steal its seat. Now we bring the 7 across. So we said it was a times by 7 over here. On this side, it'll be a divide by 7. So how many 7s go into 56? X equals 8 for 1 mark. Part 2. This time we've got a plus 19 that's in our way. So I need to get the letter on its own. So it needs to say y equals, bring the 83 down because the 83 was there first, don't be rude. And now we take that plus 19 over here because it's in our way. So when I change side, I need to change sign. So it was a plus 19 over here, so it's going to change to a take away 19. So 83 take away 19, you can do that in your head, or you could do a quick sum. 83 take away 19, 3 take away 9, you can't do it, you need to borrow. That becomes a 7, take the 1 over here. 13 take away 9 is 4. 7 take away 1 is 6. So y equals 64. 1 mark for that. Part B, simplify the expression. So when I'm simplifying, I'm doing exactly that. I'm making it simpler. So instead of having these 3 terms, I'm going to collect the things that are the same. Well, this is a k, this is a k, and this is a k. So these are actually similar. So I do what the sum is asking me to do. 12k, take away 15k. Well, if I take away a bigger number, then I know I'm going to be in the minuses. So the trick here is to work out the difference between these two numbers. 12, 13, 14, 15. So right now I'm at minus 3. You can count all the way down using a number line if you want. That's a bit of a quicker way to do it. So again, we know we're taking away a bigger number, so it's going to be a minus, and the difference between these two is 3. So we're at minus 3 so far, and then you have to add on 7. So we're going to use the same trick again. So we know we're going to be in the positives now because we've got minus 3 adding on 7. So if we work out the difference between 3 and 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 4. And that's a positive 4. So I have 4 k's for 1 mark. Question 8. Write down the value of 9 squared. Well, the squared means how many times the 9 has been times by itself. So it's 9 to the power of 2. So it's 9 times 9. 9 times 9. You can write out your times tables if you want, or if you know them off by heart, that's brilliant. The 9s are an easy one to do if you struggle with them. Put your hands out and you put your finger down for however many times you're looking for. So if I'm looking for 9 times 9, I put my 9th finger down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put your 9th finger down, and then the fingers before that one are your 10s. So I have 8 fingers before that, so that's 80, and 1 finger after it. So it's 81. That's 9 times 9. So you need 1 mark for 81. Part B, work out 1.2 times 70. The trick of doing this is getting rid of that decimal. So if we forget that's there, just for a second, I'm going to do the grid method. Split up that, so that'll be 10 and 2 and 70. So now we're going to do 70 times 10, or 7 times 1 is 7. Don't forget the 2 zeros. 7 times 2 is 14. Don't forget the 0. Now I've got to add these two up. So adding them up would give me 840. So that wasn't actually what the question was asking me though. It wasn't asking me for 12 times 70. It was asking me for 1.2 times 70. So I need to remember that there was one number after the decimal point in the question. So I need to have one number after the decimal point in my answer. Well, my answer was here. And if I put one number after the decimal, my decimal would have to go here. So 1.2 times 70 would be 84, or 84.0 for 1 mark.